Once there was a great king. He had wealth, armies, power, everything. But in his mind, there were 3 questions he desperately wanted answers to. He believed that if he could know the right time to begin any work, the right people to listen to, and the most important task in life, then he would never fail. One day, he announced that whoever could answer these 3 questions would be given a great reward and would also be made a special minister in his court. Since the reward was huge, as soon as the announcement was made, scholars, religious leaders, generals, warriors, and wise men from across the kingdom gathered in the court. Each gave different answers. The scholars said, "The right time is always planned beforehand. Success lies in planning." The general said, "No, Your Majesty. Wasting time is the biggest mistake. Immediate action is best. Delay is death." The commander said, "The most important people are soldiers and generals. Without them, no kingdom can survive." The merchants argued, "Trade and business are the most important, because without wealth, the kingdom becomes weak." The answers were so different that the king became even more confused. None of them satisfied his heart. Then one of his trusted ministers told him about a wise old man who lived alone in the forest, famous for his wisdom. The king thought, "Perhaps he is the one who knows the truth." The next day, the king removed his royal robes, dressed in simple clothes, and set off alone on horseback into the forest. He traveled the whole day, passing tall, dense trees, birdsong, and cool breezes, until he reached a small hut. There, an old man was working in his garden, digging the soil. His face was lined with wrinkles, but his eyes shone with peace. The king greeted him with respect. The old man looked once at him, then continued his work silently. The king said politely, "I have come in search of wisdom. I have 3 questions. Tell me, what is the right time to begin any work? Who are the most important people in life? And what is the most important task?" The old man gave no answer, just kept digging. He was out of breath, sweating. Seeing his condition, the king decided to help. The old man finally sat down to rest under a tree, and the king took the spade and began digging himself. The sun began to set. Night approached, but the old man still said nothing. Suddenly, there was a rustling in the bushes. A man came running. He was wounded, blood flowing from his body. He staggered and collapsed at the king's feet. The king quickly lifted him and carried him into the hut. He washed his wounds, cleaned them. The old man brought some ointment. The king tore his own clothes to bandage the wounds. Though tired, the king stayed awake the whole night, caring for the injured man, giving him water, wiping his forehead. At sunrise, the wounded man opened his eyes. When he saw the king beside him, tears rolled down his face. He said, "Your Majesty, forgive me. I am your enemy. I swore to kill you because you executed my brother. When I heard you had gone into the forest, I came to attack you, but instead, you saved my life. Now, I am your servant forever." The king was astonished. That moment changed his heart. For the first time, he realized that defeating an enemy was not the greatest power, but turning an enemy into a friend was true success. The king was deeply satisfied. He had saved a man's life and gained a loyal companion. Yet he was still a little sad, for his 3 questions remained unanswered. He asked the old man once more, "Please, tell me the answers." The old man smiled and said, "But your questions have already been answered." The king was surprised. "How?" The old man explained, "If you had not stayed to help me dig yesterday, you would not have heard the wounded man's cry. So at that moment, the most important time was the time you spent helping me. The most important person then was me, and the most important work was helping me dig. Later, when you met the wounded man, at that moment, the most important person was him, and the most important work was saving his life. Remember, In life, there is only one moment that truly matters, the present moment. Neither the past belongs to you, nor the future. The past is gone, and the future has not yet come. The only time you control is now. The most important people are those who are with you in this moment, because tomorrow they may not be here. And the most important task is to show kindness to them, to do good to them, because that is the true purpose of life. The old man sighed deeply and fell silent. The king stood quietly, his heart shaken. The old man's words had pierced deep inside. He had finally learned the greatest secret of life, that true success, peace, and happiness do not lie in power, wealth, or conquests, but in kindness, presence, and love. From that day on, the king's life changed. His way of ruling changed. He became more aware of every moment, more just with every person, and more compassionate in every act. Friends, this story reminds us that the secret of success is not in distant plans, but in the present moment, the moment we are alive in. We must value this moment, do good in this moment, give love in this moment, because this moment is our real life. And in life, every day, learn something new, think something new, do something new. Keep learning.